I think, if we reach back all the way down to the conception stage and it was a dream at one point, then it started to become a reality. And to be here at the first event, it's kind of a surreal moment for myself and everybody that's been involved. Now I look at the organisation and how broad it's become and some of the successes we've had in the past few years, and to be competing at a factory level now in probably one of the greatest cars of its generation in terms of looks and feel and public appeal.
It's obviously a very special occasion, being the first race for the Valkyrie. We're all very excited. We've been working hard, particularly last year and in the off-season, to be ready for this year.
We're fully aware that we're not going to come in and win straight away, but I think if we can see progress throughout the season and by the end of the year be challenging for real strong results, then I think that's going to be a massive positive.
We just want to learn and develop the car through the first year, maybe grab some results at the end of the year if we can.
I mean, we're going to go out there and we're going to compete. We're not here to just cruise around.
We've got a great car, it's got great DNA. We haven't come here to make up the numbers, we've come here to win, and so it's a very exciting time.
We all have to learn together, and we all have to kind of get together as a team, and that's something that we'll be working on. I've not really been this excited for a long time going into a season.
I think the test went really well. Lots of mileage in both the 009 and 007 cars, so I think Aston Martin, Thor did a great job as a whole, just to make sure the cars are on track and getting mileage, which for us I think is super important.
The time we get in the car, we're feeling more confident, more at ease with everything. I think it's a bit of a transition from GT racing to hypercar, with the traffic management and all the systems that you have to change constantly for the performance of the car. But I really enjoy all of that, and I think, as I said, session by session, run by run, it's becoming more of a home.
We're not in a bad place at all. It's just them little tweaks that will help us, catch up to the front people and just learning about the car. There's so much to learn on these things. There's such a complex car, all these little changes and stuff like that soon add up, and before you know it, you've got a car that's capable of winning. So it's just trying to get to that position as quick as possible.
What are you expecting from the early days? Is it just going to be data gathering, understanding this package and how best to adapt it on the circuits coming up this season?
We haven't come here to make up the numbers. We've come here to be competitive and to win. But of course, we're coming into a championship that is more fierce than ever in terms of competition, and not only just in numbers, but just the level in general of the drivers and the teams and the manufacturers involved. So we're super happy to be here. But of course, it's not going to be easy.
Been a bit up and down today. Obviously, we had some small issues that made the practices, the free practice, go not the smoothest today. But hey, that's what it is in a new program. From what we had in the prologue, like in testing wise and all this, the car was running perfectly almost.
Do you sort of wave past the advantages as you go by?
I actually did. That's a word for it. I actually did. I waved to Ian the other day.
Brilliant.
Priorities. Still try to chase the front. Yeah. And maybe something with the braking for like turn 1 and another place. I think we can improve, right? Yeah. That you can go a little bit deeper,
It's worse this session than it was last night in turn 1. Some other areas like that, and I just feel like yesterday we had a bit more sharpness on the initial 10% of turn in. Now it feels like we're dragging the front of turn one, but it's quite easy to get it back after. The car is super manageable to drive, I think, over a long run.
This is just the first qualifying. I'll be fully honest that I'm so happy to take everything on my shoulders. We're kind of learning a little bit from what the others are doing as well, and then trying to implement it to our qualifying.
It's a great feeling to be out there in this absolute beast. And as I've said this weekend a few times, British driver in an iconic mark, in an iconic car. It's really pinch yourself up. Colder tonight, we went for the slightly more aggressive approach, trying to get them in quicker, and they weren't really ready on the first lap, so we're running out of time because we already scrubbed a set, with the race in mind for tomorrow. So that probably compromised us a little bit. The result is what it is, and I think I'll try and get both fastest to the finish tomorrow. That's the main aim.
There is no expectations from our side when it comes to the race in Qatar. We're gonna go out there, we're gonna push, we're gonna make the most out of everything we have. And I believe if we finish the race, that's gonna be a major success.
We knew at the start was going to be tough, and we just sort of grinded that bit out, and then it was amazing, sort of halfway to 3/4 way through the stint, suddenly see the Porsches and the Alpines and the Peugeots coming back to you, and you're like, oh wow, we're actually fast now. And I think we've all had that feeling this weekend of we can fight with all of these teams and manufacturers that have been in the championship for 2 or 3 years. So it's a great feeling in the first race. Of course, we would have liked to have got to the end with the 007, the 009s, still going. That's the main thing, that we can get one car to the finish.
There's been quite a few positives from this weekend, haven't there?
Yeah, absolutely. Like you say, it's been a bit of a roller coaster weekend. It feels like it's gone on for a long time. Obviously, such a big build up here at Qatar for the first round of the championship. We're fully aware that this program, we're not going to come in straight away and win it. It's almost a little bit boring if you come in straight away and you win it. It's nice to have that little bit of a challenge and see the progress.
There's been a lot to learn. It's been a very steep learning curve. We had our issues throughout the race, which we knew some of them would probably happen. But first of all, I'm actually just happy that we managed to finish the race, and then we kind of just have to move on from there.
Imola's a very, very different track to what we've got here, but the team of there's a great group of people there, some incredibly clever engineers, so a lot cleverer than I am. So they'll be working hard to get the setup nailed, and running simulations and stuff like that for Imola. So yeah, fingers crossed we can hit the ground running there and be trying hard for good results.
The apprehension going into Qatar was an all-time high. Our first race, just seeing if we could leave the pit lane was a milestone for us. In a race situations, we've come on immensely from there. Just the operating systems, how we run the car, how we operate it. If we were 1 out of 10 there, we're probably 4 out of 10 now and growing.
I've always strived to be a reliable driver for the team. So, you know how endurance racing works, where you might be asked to do 1 hour, but for whatever reason that might always extend to 2 hours, 3 hours of driving non-stop. You have to be ready to take that.
For us, it's all about trying to get closer to that pace. I think that's the priority, is to try and edge up to that, and then hopefully have 2 cars crossing the finish line.
I think the cars naturally have now come back together a little bit. One direction clearly seems to be better than the other. I mean, obviously on the ultimate pace, we're hopeful that we can get closer as well. I think certainly second half of the stint, the car looks after the tyres really well. As the fuel comes off, I think we'll be a lot closer.
In FP3, we found certain developments on the systems of the car, which we had the quickest lap of the event so far today by Harry and Marco. So overall, another step in the right direction, and already thinking about tomorrow.
Best lap I've done in the car, and it's the best the car's felt. So for me right now, it's about the feeling and feeling like we are improving and learning.
I mean, the reality is, 10 slower than Bourdais in a Cadillac. That's pretty impressive, from Harry there. So obviously still working different programs with both cars, but keep moving forward.
Already this weekend, plenty of exciting moments, and so we're going to keep those to a minimum and hopefully profit from other people making mistakes.
If we can just do the best race that we can do, we can't do more than that, and then we see after.
Every race for us needs to be one step forward in understanding the car, understanding the championship, understanding how to make the most out of every situation. But I believe if we achieve that, we will get a reward at some point.
It's a much more challenging track for a new car, and the fact that we were able to, keep on driving and without any issues and overcoming any type of adversity that we encountered, it just felt like the team was on it today.
Of course, we still have to work on the pace, but I'm sure the further the program comes along, the pace is gonna come as well. I think as long as we keep on getting closer to the competition, I think we cannot complain too much.
Spa is always a fantastic race. One of the most iconic circuits in the world, and we've got one of the most iconic cars in the world. So I think it's hopefully going to be a good match. Looking forward to analysing this weekend, making improvements, and last stop before Le Mans.